George likes his chicken spicy.
Spice up your life!
Spicy, no?
And this is the new spicy.
G'day everyone, welcome back to Spice. I'm joined here by Josh.
Hello.
Josh, what's your job?
I'm the Safe Church Coordinator for our Synod.
Okay, so today we're talking about safety and keeping children safe.
Sure.
Why? What's the big picture going on here before we get into some of the requirements?
Yeah, we want to keep children safe. We want to keep everyone safe, really, because we are a church, and we are a church that encourages people to encounter God. And we get in the way of that if we are places where people don't feel safe, they feel physically harmed, or they feel at risk of abuse, or they can't open up. It's a way of allowing them to engage with us as a community.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, I think if we're watching this, we agree. We want to protect and make sure children can thrive.
Sure.
Now, there's a vast amount of legislation and compliance. Can you walk us through some of that shapes, that you deal with, and I guess in a way interpret for our churches and our youth ministries and children's ministries? What are we doing here? Because you're not just making this up.
No. So legislation is really important in this work.
Yeah.
What it actually does is provides us with really good frameworks around what is good practice and what we should be doing. Attached to that is a level of community expectation. And the law talks to us about this thing, but really what we're on about is maintaining and meeting the community expectation, what the community expects of us about how we keep children safe. A good example of that is Victoria's Child Safe Standards.
Yep.
They lay out a very clear framework as to what we should be doing to make sure that whatever we are doing with the children is actually safe and engaging. So legislation, you get kind of caught up with it, but if you think of it as a way, as kind of a pathway to achieve a safe environment, it actually becomes really useful to actually shape how ministry happens in the community.
I really appreciate it in the standards, there's the Victorian ones. They also, and I think broader legislation helps reveal our blind spots as well.
Sure.
We might be aware and really well organised in a certain area, but for example, Standard 7, hearing feedback and getting young people in the loop,
Sure.
we forgot that. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I think it's really helpful. So as part of your role and as part of the church's policies here, there's a number of things that I guess youth leaders, volunteers should be aware of. Talk us through some of those.
Some of them that I would hope leaders are well aware of.
Yep.
The need for a screen or a work with children check or vulnerable persons check, something that qualifies them, allows them to be able to engage with children in the first instance.
Yep.
But also what I like about a work with children check in our state is that it provides a good community currency. So it means that our leaders can go out into other parts of the community and volunteer and become part of those communities with this one card. It's sort of a license, I guess, that lets you engage with children. So I think it's one really important thing, and that's one thing that we have been passionate and been driving on for our unit, because it says to us in the church that you are a safe person to engage with children, but it also emphasises to the community that whatever you are doing is also safe because we've screened you well enough to be able to do that. So that would be my, if anything, that's probably the one thing. A good work with children check card opens up a lot of doors.
Yeah. And we also have Safe Church training as well.
Sure.
And some, I guess, some processes and strategies for congregations and communities to do that.
Yep.
All that info, there's heaps of info on your website. Do you want to give that a plug? No. We'll drop it in the description. I
don't know it.
And you're a resource to the church, I guess, in a sense. So if you've got viewers that want more info or some clarity, they can get in touch.
Sure, absolutely. Look, it's very easy for us to sit here at Synod and make up these things and think this is what the community needs. But we really do depend on that feedback from the congregations to say, actually, this is a resource that will be useful to us, because you don't know what one congregation, if you have a number of congregations who say the same thing, we'll then go off and do it. So it's kind of our job is to resource people in a safe way to then be able to do their stuff. And I would hate the idea of people not doing that because they have to develop a child protection policy, which is what we can do for you. So we're trying to free up the people doing the ministry as much as possible to save them from the paperwork.
That sounds great. Thanks so much, Josh. Thanks for joining us here on Spice.
Thank you. See you.
Smashed it.